Hello everyone, I wish you all the best. Today we have a new video, the first official video of me and Alessandro's channel World Talk. Today's video is really interesting. We're gonna do a podcast. So basically, I'm gonna be asking Alessandro questions and he's going to be answering. And on the next videos, on the later videos, he's going to be asking me questions. So Alessandro, say hi.
Good morning, everybody. I wish you the best.
Okay, let's start the podcast. So my first question is the following. What do you think of Kamala Harris, and what would you think or say if she became the president of the United States of America?
Well, I think Kamala Harris has been the most incompetent vice president in history. And I'm saying this, and it's backed up by the fact that she's got the lowest approval rating a vice president I've ever seen. Usually, vice presidents are not hated nor loved. They don't do anything, but she has managed to have approval rating of the likes of minus 20%, which is worse than Trump after January the 6th. So you can understand how bad she was. She was the border czar, or she was managing immigration, and tens of millions of people have polluted, more than polluted, flooded the United States of America, the southern border with Mexico. People who were unchecked. So she was the worst she has been, because she's still in charge for like 8 days, the worst vice president in the history of the United States of America. I am personally not a big fan of her for many reasons. Woke agenda, all of that garbage, all of that crap. And when it comes to her campaign, extremely fake, extremely disingenuous. And that's the reason why she lost against a way more prepared opponent like Donald Trump, who could have campaigned better, I think. He could have capitalized on many opportunities he had. And if she became president, and if she had become president, because I'll be completely honest with you guys, we dodged a really big bullet. And I am not exaggerating when I say that we have dodged a big bullet. I'm telling the truth. The bullet America and the whole world by extension dodged by electing Trump and not electing her was extremely big, as I said, because I think she would have dragged America into World War III probably. Given her incompetence, she would have not been able to handle Putin or any of those leaders from the eastern side of the globe. I talk about President Xi, President Putin, of course, as I have said. I don't think she would have handled the Middle East particularly well. America would have gotten weaker. Let's not forget she's a vice president who took a whole day off to prepare for a 20-minute interview, which was probably scripted. And if you want to handle Putin and you can't handle 20-minute interviews with people from America, you're screwed. So we dodged the bullet. And if she became the president, that would be really concerning, and that would be a big issue for the world, I'd argue. The world would be in a big, big, big mess. But luckily, we avoided it. I don't think she's going to be even running for 2028 election, because she's not going to win primary. There is no way she wins a primary against Josh Shapiro, for example, let's say, and other Democrats. She's not going to win. And I personally believe Democrats in 2028 won't choose women. And the reason is very simple. The two women they've chosen, they've both lost. And this is not a misogynistic comment, but I believe they will choose a white male, and they will stop pursuing diversity, and they will actually try to be more effective and decisive with their choice.
Okay, that was nice. Props to you for that. So you're basically saying that you don't approve of her being president, and you kind of don't like her because
I don't.
you think that she will be under pressure and that she will not be able to actually control America. And yeah, it was a good speech. Yeah. So my second question is, do you think that Donald Trump can make America great again, as he actually said?
Well, I think that Donald Trump stands the best chance. I think he has sold out to donors to some extent. I think he's going to handle issues better than the Democrats would have done. There is no doubt about it. I don't think he's going to be a transformative president like some people are saying. I think this second term is going to be vastly different from the first term. In the first term, Trump was inexperienced. In the first term, Trump didn't know how to operate and how to do certain things. So it shows bad people, but in the second term, it shows bad people too. And as much as Trump is a person who likes to come across as anti-establishment, and I think he is, they wouldn't have tried to kill him and politically persecute him with 4 court cases and 91 felony charges if he had not been against the establishment. But I think he has sold out a little bit. I'm talking about Israel. I think a big problem Trump's going to experience, and I hope it happens, I think Trump is going to give foreign aid to Israel, is going to support Israel, and is going to give them military aid. And I genuinely hope that the MAGA base turns on him completely, because Trump is supposed to be the isolationist, the guy who doesn't do wars, the guy who doesn't get into wars, and the guy who prevents wars. And giving aid to Israel would be incoherent and would go against his stance. So I genuinely hope that MAGA isn't the cult it has proven to be sometimes, and I genuinely hope that MAGA turns on Trump when he does that when it comes to Israel. And I hope it happens. I'm not sure it will, but it could happen, which is something that I'm hopeful for. But will he make America great again? I think that the main reason I supported Trump wholeheartedly was because he's going to bring a very big cultural change. Here we're talking about a cultural change instead of a political one. This Trump administration will not be extremely different from a normal Republican administration, but the cultural change that Trump brings is big, it is decisive, and it is impactful. Trump is a strong figure. Trump has got aura. Trump has got the energy, and Trump has got the populist energy. And therefore, he's going to bring a massive cultural change to the whole world, especially if he does some of the things he's promised to do. For example, if he carries out the mass deportation. I do believe that this Trump win is still going to be overwhelmingly positive for the world, irrespective of the way he handles policy. And that's for the reasons I'm about to list you. The main reason is that we're seeing now the big shift with freedom of speech. Elon Musk has bought X and made it a free speech platform, as much as recently he's been censoring right-wingers who have gone against his stance on the H-1B visas. Whoever knows about those visas and what's been happening with that political debate knows what I'm talking about. Elon Musk has bought into some censorship, and I certainly disapprove that. But X is the most, after Rumble, I would argue, the most freedom of speech platform, and therefore I am extremely excited to see the cultural change, which has already been happening for the record, because Mark Zuckerberg now has removed the fact-checking from Instagram and Facebook from Meta, so those platforms are going to be more freedom of speech. And in Europe, we're seeing reactionary people reacting to the tyrannical acts of the European Union. I believe that we're going to see more right-wing parties win, and more importantly, I believe we're going to see more anti-war party wins. For example, the AfD party in Germany, that party, I believe, is going to win the German election, and that's because of Elon Musk's influence and Trump's influence. If Trump hadn't won, I think we would have really faced censorship, which is something that is already happening. But if freedom is lost in America, then the whole world is gone. So to summarize, I think that Trump will not make America great again, but it's going to be a good presidency in terms of policies, not exceptional as it could be, because I think he has sold out to donors, and I don't think it is going to be as big of a transformative presidency as people are making it to be. But the cultural change is going to be massive and genuinely history changing, and the cultural change it is going to bring, and the cultural change it has already brought is going to be enough for the world to forever change. So that's my whole opinion on Trump's presidency, and I genuinely hope he makes America great again. I am doubtful and skeptical, but he's the best option by far, and the cultural change is massive, and people are underestimating it a lot, and they shouldn't, because it's going to be extremely big and it's going to be extremely historic.
Okay, that was nice. We can keep that. So you basically believe that Donald Trump is the best choice for now, and you trust him with all your heart, just to say that he can actually do something to help the community and most importantly, the USA. So I want to talk about Europe a little bit,
Yeah.
and it's particularly about us more about.
Okay.
And I just want to ask you, do you think that we can truly save Europe? Because you have been saying it a lot when we talk every day on Instagram or on any other platform, and you have made me believe also that we can do it. And I just want to hear your opinion about it.
I don't think we would save Europe. I think we will. I don't think we would save Europe. I know we would save Europe. And so I'm certain we will, frankly. I think that influence can wake up the people. And I do believe that with Trump's win and Elon Musk's freedom of speech platform, it's difficult to label it as freedom of speech because there has been censorship. But I would say it's a mostly freedom of speech platform, which is already a big upgrade compared to what we used to have before. So I think we can and will save Europe. I'm 100% certain about that. And we have been allowed to save Europe by Trump's win, because if Trump hadn't won and Democrats would have won, we would have been in an era of censorship, which is something that is already happening in Europe. In Europe, there is censorship, especially in the UK. Everybody's been following. People have been thrown in jail for a couple of years for doing nothing but peacefully protest or attend protests or watch right-wing propaganda, anti-Islam propaganda. And for those reasons, those people have been jailed. So in Europe, there is no free speech, but with this cultural win, free speech is not going to come back, but it's going to be more difficult to take away completely the freedom of speech from the people. So I believe we will save Europe because we will garner massive influence and attention, and then maybe shake politics and enter politics in the rest of our countries, and by extension influence other people and inspire other people to run and save their own countries. So I personally think that yes, we would save Europe from degeneracy, we would save Europe from the grade, we would save Europe from a complete downfall which has been occurring in the last couple of years, and this is a pattern which has to be stopped at all costs. I believe we will save Europe. I know we will save Europe. It's going to take time. It's going to be risky. It's going to be complicated, and I think we will either save Europe or die trying. That's my answer.
Okay, so you definitely convinced us that we will save Europe, and based of that, I just want to tell you that it's exceptional, and I want to tell to the whole world, keep us in mind because we're coming for you. Just so you know.
Yeah.
So my last question is the following: what do you think about what Trump said about the LGBTQ plus community? And because you have actually talked about it sometimes on your videos on your own channel, but it was satirical, so you didn't mean anything by it. But I just want to hear your thoughts about that.
Yeah, I can talk about the LGBTQ community very simply. I think that there is a subset of that community which is actually perfectly fine, and I'm talking about the LGBT. As far as that, it's fine. We talk about gay, lesbian, and bisexual people. I don't truthfully care about gay and lesbians. I don't truthfully care about people's sexual orientation. I believe in individual freedom. I'm a libertarian. If you want to be gay and do it. It's not my prerogative, but I am in no position to impose my beliefs upon you. So you can do whatever the hell you want. You can be gay, you can be straight. That's your choice. I'm not gonna criticize you for that. The problem I've got with the LGBTQ community is the way it has been used to as a propaganda tool in schools in America. And I think that what Trump wants to do is great. I absolutely and utterly agree with passing a bill that establishes that the only two genders recognized by the United States of America are male and female, and they are recognized at birth and assigned at birth. Sorry, I wholeheartedly agree with that Trump policy. He also wants to ban, I think, transgender people from being in the military. I agree with that. I would say something extremely controversial and transphobic here, but I believe trans people are mentally ill. Frankly, I think we should really ban gender affirming surgery unless it is for medical reasons. And I'm talking about people who have been born with both male and female genitalia and they need to do something. Okay, if these people need to undergo a gender affirming surgery, then they should have the right to do it. There is no doubt about it, but we should not and it is absolutely tyrannical and draconian to allow teenagers and kids and young people to undergo transgender surgeries because they've got some sort of doubts about their sexuality. Parents who allow their minors, their underage kids, to undergo gender affirming surgery should be jailed. And doctors who and they should have their sons taken away from them because that's a danger for the sons, for the kids. The same way you do if your parents are criminals. And if doctors allow kids to undergo gender affirming surgery, they should be jailed for life because that's draconian, that's evil, true evil. So my stance on Trump's policies about the LGBTQ community is as follows. I think he's got the right policies when it comes to establishing that the only two genders are male and female. That's correct. And it is correct to assign the gender at birth. Trump is completely spot on about that. It is spot on about banning transgender people from the military. That's correct. I am not in favor of banning gays and lesbians from the military. No, that's not something I personally prescribe to. And when it comes to the LGBTQ community as a whole, I think that gays and lesbians and bisexuals are perfectly fine. There is no problem with that. And I frankly believe that they are angry at the way the LGBT community has evolved throughout the history of the world, because before it used to be for the rights of gays to exist and not to be discriminated, and now it is for mentally ill people to boast about their illness. So I think that gays and lesbians and bisexuals are extremely upset at that, and I wholeheartedly believe that there is no problem with them. The problem is with queers and intersexual and all that garbage, because that's mental illness. There are only two genders. I'm gonna say this proudly, and if this is gonna get him in trouble in the European Union, then God bless the European Union, and we will fight against this crap. But my opinion is very simple. I don't care about the sexual orientation of people. I am a libertarian. I believe in individual freedom. You can be gay, you can be straight, but what's important is that you don't propagandize this community and that you don't use it as a tool to indoctrinate children at school. So I am extremely against that. I don't think we should teach the LGBTQ community at school. We shouldn't even teach sex at school, to be frank. This is my whole opinion. But I think transgender people should be helped, and we shouldn't help them by allowing them to do whatever the hell they want and boast their mental illness. We should actually do something, some sort of therapy. We should do something like that. I am pro that. So that's my whole opinion. I don't care about people being gay. I've got gay friends. I don't care about them being gay as long as no one have sex with me. So that's what I personally think. Very decisive and succinct belief.
Okay, yeah. That was a good answer. It was crystal clear. It was basic. It was good. And
Thank you.
I believe that we should close out the video by saying something about us, the Deadly Duo, because in the previous questions we talked about Europe, but from what you said, I believe that we can have an impact on the whole world, not just Europe. Europe is the starting point of our journey. So my last question is the following: do you think that we can become influential to the whole world, and especially the kids our age, because they will know that we start doing the same thing from this age right now?
I think we can, and I think we will. I wholeheartedly believe that it all depends on us. If we work as hard as we possibly can every single day, irrespective of how we feel, we will achieve everything we ever wanted to achieve. I personally believe in absolute and utter self-accountability. So I believe that if you try your hardest and if you work towards your dreams, regardless of how you feel, every single day, it all depends on you. I don't believe in external circumstances. I don't believe in excuses. If we work hard every single day and do the things correctly and trust God and trust the plan, yes, we will influence the whole world, and we will inspire millions of kids to pick up our journey and become better people. So I wholeheartedly believe in our journey, and I wholeheartedly believe it all depends on us. That's my personal belief. I'm not concerned by whether we will succeed or not. I'm concerned about whether we will put enough effort to deserve the results we want to have. That's my concern. I'm not concerned about the outcome, because the outcome is going to be positive and the one we wished and worked for if we work hard enough. If we don't work hard enough, we will not get it. That's my whole stance on that regard. So kids in Europe, last thing I would say, and then I will leave you the honor to say the final words. Don't worry, we will save the continent. Europe is going to be great again, greatest continent on earth. And we're going to come back, and we're going to be stronger, bigger, bolder, and more readier than ever, because Europe deserves, and European people deserve, to have their continent. We will not allow invasions to occur. We will not allow other people to impose their beliefs on us. It's going to be the opposite. And don't worry, because we are coming to save you all. That's my message.
Okay, perfect answer as always. Thank you for answering my questions for today. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I believe, in my opinion, that was a really good video and that we can continue doing the same thing over and over. If you want us to do, you can comment. And I don't have anything else to say. Alessandro answered all of my questions perfectly. I don't have anything else to say or add to what he said. Thank you for watching this video and get ready. We are coming. Bye bye, guys.
Cheers.